this is an Australian Ficus, as we are told, but I haven't verified it through the internet. But anyway, we call this an Australian Ficus. And if you notice, it has very broad leaves, which is not ideal for bonsai. So we will try to reduce this leaf size through defoliation. And defoliation also increases its ramification. So when you defoliate like this, the response should be a flush of not just leaves but new twigs. So that is basically the purpose of defoliation, which is leaf reduction and increased ramification. So if you notice, this has a very nice trunk. It's a twin trunk. But then this one, the history of this is that I bought this from a garden and I dug it and bought this from a garden, which is because the owner is leaving the house and living in another, is transferring to another place, and so he's selling all what can be sold in his property, including the house and the plants therein. So okay, so we will now defoliate this, but I will not be cutting the tip because I want still the existing branch to grow. When you defoliate and you want it to be short, then you can cut the tip. So for example, in this one I did not cut the tip. So because I want still these branches to grow, to thicken. So maybe I'm hoping that this will increase its ramification significantly, maybe after the fifth defoliation. So in a year I only defoliate twice, at most thrice, and that is for ficuses. So it will take, so supposing it's twice, so it will still take about 3 years before this will have a good ramification and probably a smaller branch, a smaller leaf size, probably this size instead of this. So this is just my aim, to decrease leaf size from this to this. Okay, so we will still continue defoliating, then probably see if the wiring needs to be, if the branches needs to be wired to position them. So see, I did not cut the tip, but the tendency is, one disadvantage of not cutting the tip is that the new shoots will grow also at the tip, but while you cut it, then probably it will encourage more growth nearer to the base. So, but anyway, my purpose is, for now, is to let the branches thicken first. So this one thicken, and then you can thicken that by allowing this to grow, the tip. Then probably when it's time to, when the focus will be more on ramification, you will, you will have to cut the tip like this and encourage growth here. So we'll continue with the defoliate. So we will defoliate this 100%. Ayaw putla tumoy dong ha?
Wala.
So we'll defoliate this 100%. So let me check the focus of the camera. Okay, that's it. See, I will let you see the nibari. So that's the nibari. Ituyo ko no dong, 360 dong. Okay, so that's the nibari. And the twin trunk. Okay, so we continue defoliating. When you defoliate, you have to see to it that you do not damage the bud which is sitting. You may not see it, but it's sitting right at the base of your leaf. So there are potential buds that will grow in there. So you do not cut too short. Allow this to leave some stalks. Leaf stalks, so that you will not damage the buds that is potentially they are sitting in the leaf. So anyway, these stalks will just die off and fall off by itself. So when they're dried up, you can actually just rub them with your fingers, with your thumb, and they will fall off naturally. So I like looking at this, although this is the ideal for bonsai, but I like this plant because of this very large trunk, and now it has become very short and has although it has large leaves. So probably this can enter into competition, which is by bearing everything, bearing the leaves, then show how ramified. So my objective is to create a very ramified twigging. So that's it. That's the plan for this. So meanwhile, since notice that the leaves are already hard enough. I do not defoliate when the leaves are still young, like yellow green, like this one, bright yellow green. So that means the leaves are young. But when they're old, like this, they have very dark green color. So that's the time you defoliate the tree. Now we have fully defoliated the tree. So tuyok dong. So you can see its branches. You can see that has been previously wired. So if you look at the old branches, the wire marks, there are wire marks, see? Wire marks in the branches. So this has been previously wired. Okay. So I think we will wire it now and put it in so that it will be in a proper position while it will be growing new branches. Now there are ends which you need to cut clean. Okay. Like this one in here, you need to clean that. So when you clean that, also here, you use a knob cutter, so like this. But before you clean that, you have to wire first before cutting it to the health, because that can still serve as a strength to your branches. So when you wire these branches, this will serve as an anchor portion. So we'll start wiring. We'll do it together. So I usually start at the bottommost part of the tree. Okay, so I will be wiring branches, this and this. It will have to be paired as much as possible. Since I will be lowering this and this, I will pair this branch and this branch. So as much as possible also, try to wire. Dong i-wire nga, dili na pares og angle ha. Dili pares og direction. Not the same direction of the old direction of the wiring. So like in this case, the direction should be opposites. So while you are wiring, you can also bend it. You bend the branches so that it will have a okay. So for example, this one, I will bend this while I am so if your wires are large enough to bend, you can make your angle 60 degrees or around that. But if you think you need more wires wrap around, then you use 45, but ideally 45 looks good. And if it's not still moving your branches steadily, then okay, the front is on this side, so you bend it. But in this case, you just bend it slowly. Like that. So what will be happening is that the branches will be moving more laterally, so that you will have more space. With the growth will be mostly going up, and will grow more on the upper part of the branch. So that it's natural reaction. Wire cutter ko na doon. So that's what I am saying. Tanaw na ko ang kondom. Direction sa wire. Ipatuyo ko kuno sa diri sa ko ano. Diri sa ko Hop. Sige pa balik. Balik. Okay. Ana ha? Okay, ako explain. Okay. So here you will see that the new wire is not sitting on the old wounds. See, these are the old wounds. Okay, so I wire them. I wrap the wires around in an opposite direction. So opposite direction. So you do not sit again on the old wounds. Otherwise, it is very stressing to the plant, and it will easily snap, because these old wounds, you can snap there. The branches can snap. These are the weakest portion, especially at the beginning. So you have to be careful. So that's why when I try to bend this, I instead of just pulling it down, I try to turn it. Okay, so again, this will be the process. We will try to wire this such that the branches will be growing laterally towards the outside like that. So we will try to wire this such that the branches will be growing laterally like that, getting wider. And anyway, the purpose for that is that this will be laterally growing, and that you can build thick branches. So if the growth will be too much, you can still compact it by cutting the stronger branches and just let the new young weak branches grow. So that's the way to increase this thickness and at the same time increase taper and make it compact. If you think the branch is strong enough that one single wire is not enough, then you can double your wire, or in fact you can make it up to 3. That's still good. Up to 3 it's still good, but when it's more than 3 layers now, it will look as if you have just wrapped all the branches with wire. So these are reused wires, and these are my largest. So as of now, I run out of stock of large wire. So this is it for now, and I am doubling this. Notice that the wires are not overlaying each other. So once in a while you can tighten your wires like that, because the wires should be, they will be stronger if there's really lying near to each other, and also it would look good. So this one also I am doubling. So I have to be careful to bend this one, and I will also pull the wire nearer to each other like that. Actually, if you do not need to bend this in one go, so as time goes by you can, okay, that is to prevent cracking. So that is the one example of, see, if you look at the wires, they're laid well, and so that they will not look separated. They will not be separated. Again, you have to tighten them close together like that. See? So that's my example on wiring. So if you do that, your wiring will look more professional. Okay, here is a portion which I would like to emphasize. So this one. Okay, you will notice that instead of starting from the trunk, I wired starting from this one. So I paired this branch with this branch, then another one with this branch, and it goes there. Because I am planning to, this branch is good enough, it's thick, but then it's thick of the same diameter all over. So I want this branch to be my new apex. So I will cut this branch. Okay. So this branch is too strong, and I now bend this up to be the new apex. So I will be cutting this branch. Okay. And then this will be now the new okay. Okay, so this is now the new branch. Okay, so that's it. You can wire even if you do not start from the trunk, because this is strong enough, and so I just wired starting from these branches, this and this. Now in this case, here is a branch which is the one is growing up and the other is growing down. You would like to make a flat pad. So what I would do is to bend this so that they will be in almost the same plane. So if you have more space here, so you can put them in the same plane, but otherwise you can make the other pad higher versus the next pad. But in this case, they are almost at the same plane, so I can bend them like this. Okay. This one also, there's a danger here. No? So, okay. In this portion, there was a branch growing here, but that was cut, and the new branch is growing here. But I would like to supposedly to flatten this. Now this is very dangerous because I will crack it here. So the tendency is just to maintain that. Do not bend it here, but only also a little, because this is. So you will compensate here. Okay. Bend that low now, and then you slowly bend this. So at least you create the movement. This is what I was trying to emphasize. Do not bend this very low. Try to bend this. It will crack here, or it will also crack there. Yes, it can crack here and also there. Now here's a branch which is quite going down, and I would like to level it up. And then the way to do that is to twist. Now when you twist the branch, it has to be according to the direction of the wire, so that as you twist, the wire tightens. Otherwise, if you do it in the other direction, the wire will loosen up and then it will not hold. So in this case, the wire is turning that way, clockwise, so I have to turn this in a clockwise direction. So I turn this, bending a little bit, hold it for a while. Okay, it's already level. Then the rest of the branches, so for this one, this branch is going up, but I will have to turn this towards the side so that it will be it will be opposite to this branch and this branch. So it will be like that. So again, twist according to the direction of the wire, and this one you do not have to twist, you just have to bend. And you have to let the branches point towards going out. So this is the product after wiring. Some roots are, I'll give you 360 degrees for a better view. So there's a large wound here. This is the large cut. We will grind this off so that this callus can continue to roll over to that side, and hopefully this will decrease, but definitely I cannot unless I grow this again. So for now, there's a large wound there, and that is the wiring. It's a twin trunk tree, obviously very old, probably more than 30 years old, and some roots are growing here outside, trying to get outside, but of course we will try to keep them all together inside. And this should be the front somewhere here. And the branches are now growing laterally. This is the apex of the first trunk of the first tree, and then of course this is the apex of the second tree. So when you make a twin trunk, you should see to it that the trunks are not of the same height. So in this case, this is good because it was cut here and the other was cut here, so they are not of the same height here and there, so it grew new branches, and this is the new apex, and this is also the new apex for the other. So the apex of this other trunk is moved to this side, or it is bent to this side away from the first tree. Okay, so I'll show you the details of the wirings. Okay, so that's an example of the wires laid down on the branches. So here you'll notice that there are many wires anchored, but these wires are wiring this branch. There are many branches to be wired, so but this still looks good, not bad. Okay. Here again you wrap the wire, anchor it to the main trunk, and then go towards the branches that you want. This is stronger. This will hold more stronger than if you just wire in every branch to branch like that. Branch, this branch, and this branch, and this branch, and this branch. If you start from the main trunk, it will be stronger. So that's it. And this can go directly to the sun, since we did not touch the root. And once these are exposed, this will look older. The branches will look older, and the aim for this is to increase its ramification. It's not to make it
grow bigger. It's just to increase its ramification. We'd like to have more twigs in the branches, such that when this will be shown, it will be shown like this, bare. It's called winter look, and so you have to have a good ramification, good tapering. See, the taper is not yet perfect. See, for example, here, these branches are smaller versus these branches. So I need to grow this big, make this big, and also this one. Let it grow out to the sun. And when this thick enough, then we can cut it back. So for example, here we can actually cut it back here, and then wire this to be the new continuation branch. So same here, we can cut it here. See, there's a new bud growing here. We can cut it there, but then first, before you cut it, let it grow first. This will thicken as, or thicker than this. So maybe in a 6 months or a year, this will catch up, and the rest of the branches are okay, and it's only these two branches which are left behind. Now that is very important, because when you show it in a bonsai show and it is bare, so the taper is very conspicuous, so you have to put attention to the taper and improve the taper. Okay, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching.